Look what just arrived, Tarot of the Oppositions. A lot of hype over this one. I gotta say, there's been a lot of hype over this one. LS brings it out, brought to us by Perluti Zizi, I guess, Michelle D'Alonzio. I'm butchering those names, but that is what I do. So, all right, let's find out how this thing looks. Now, I would say this deck has generated more hype than any of the pre-orders that I've done so far. I did get 6 new decks today, so we'll be doing an unboxing of all of those. Comes in a nice little box here. Look at this. That is nice indeed. Ooh, very, very cool. So we got a little bit of the preview of the cards there. A little preview of the cards there. There, and there. Overall, that's a nice packaging. Very nice packaging indeed. Let's dump this out and take a look at it. We got a little white book that is little indeed, comes in multiple languages, looks like 128 pages long. I'll look at that in a moment, but I think 99% of you want to just see the cards. So we're gonna go directly to the cards and check it out. Again, this has been by far the most hyped mass market deck that I have seen so far. Anyway, so there you go, the usual ad card. Very glossy. Like, look how glossy that is. I like the backs. Oh, for a preview of the front, that makes the grade. That makes the grade. They're nice and slick. Look how nicely they spread. Hold on, let me get this and spread them a little. It doesn't look like they spread nicely, but they're nice and slick, very well animated. Let's take a look at the cards. I do like this design a lot, to where we have just sort of a little bit, almost like of a, you know, on the cell phones, you have a little bit of the notch. So you have a notch here and a notch there. So even when it's reversed, I like sort of that. Let's zoom in a little bit and get as close to the cards as we can to get a nice, comfy looking, perspective on here. There we go. All right, so we got the Fool as obviously the first card. The Fool we have walking up here, and I'm not like sure what exactly is going on in the below picture. We have the other side of the Fool. So interesting, we have a bird, and then we have maybe a fox, could be a fox. We have a little bit of more of a dark area sort of going into that. And then we got the Magician, I like that. But basically one side has a hat, and the other side has maybe a different hat, or no hat. But yeah, you have the Magician here. Pretty traditional one here, but then over here, that's interesting. What is going on there? Holding something, holding maybe a dice? Yeah, holding dice. It's almost like a gambler. A little bit of the gambler side of that with a twisted knife instead of the sword, or the twisted sword instead of the regular sword. We have the High Priest. It's pretty traditional with the Torah on one end. And then on the other side, a little bit sort of more relaxed and loose. I mean, most high priestesses are overdressed because of the Pope Joan and all of these other things. They're a little bit overdressed. So you definitely have that that possibility, and that you know, that a little bit under the undress, maybe relaxing, maybe releasing a little bit. We have the Empress, pretty traditional with the hawk or something like that. Then we have a little bit of a different one. It's interesting. It's almost like it's just completely different feel for it. Well, one side's the light side, one side's the dark side in many of these cards though. Emperor, pretty traditional on the front with the mountains in the back. And then we have sort of a downtrodden emperor with a sword. He's got looks more worn. He just looks a little more worn in that. The Hierophant, pretty traditional over there. There aren't any disciples at the bottom of the Hierophant, which I think is interesting. And then you also, instead of a straight thing, you have a little curved thing. So it's like maybe a younger version of that, a little bit on the upset side, it almost looks like. Then we have the Star, almost sort of communicating with the other side as well. Sorry, the Lovers. Why am I saying the Star? It just looked like a star pose with the nakedness and stuff. Sort of exchanging a heart across the world, and the snake seems to be on both sides. I like that. Almost a little bit more of an intimidating look to the Lovers on that side. The Chariot, traditional on one. Well, maybe not so traditional. It's kind of dusk. I mean, it's sort of a dusk feel for that. And then on the other side, we have a I'm not sure what's going on. It looks like he's being attacked. I mean, you have like spears coming in. We have arrows. So they're running away from something. Very interesting. Very interesting. We're running away from something. Then we have strength, the traditional Leo strength card there. And I'm not sure what's going on there. That is kind of weird. Look how just like starved the lion is, and look how downtrodden the woman is. Pretty interesting combination there. And the hermit along with the other side being, wow. Oh, the light has gone out. I mean, we have lost the light. We've lost the magic. The wheel of fortune, and the other side is a bit of a, well, that's interesting. Is that a weapon? Like, is that I don't know what that is. Is that his tail? I'm not sure what's going on there, but definitely a dynamic difference between those two. And then we have pretty much the Justice card. We're trying to get the balance and the final balance. I'm going to assume the reverse is an imbalance. It is imbalanced indeed. Very interesting. Money over power. Is that a coin versus a crown? I like it. I like it. And the sword traditionally is straight up in the air for a reason, and it's just not up in the air in this case. All right, we have the Hanged Man here, and then we have one who's been hanged for too long. It looks pretty weird on that, I gotta say. We have traditional death, along with maybe death on a journey. Death on a journey. Interesting. Interesting how they just did that differently. Now we have temperance versus going sand. Is that sand versus water? Now that is interesting. I like sand versus water. Things have dried up. Things aren't looking as good maybe as they had been before. The devil, kind of interesting that we have more of a traditional devil as the reverse, but not a traditional devil. So you have the woman on one side and the man on the other side, sort of replicating what we did on the lovers, except we have a man and a woman on the reverse side. And then we have the tower pretty much sort of falling over, along with the exploding, or the tower on fire. Is this sort of remnants of the tower that's on fire? Maybe. So we have the star with a sort of picking up. So the star, instead of having the water everywhere, we're sort of isolated in certain sections of it. And then we have the moon versus I have no idea what's going on here. We have the moon versus sort of a barren wasteland. A lot of these cards definitely have sort of a barren wasteland feel to them. And then the sun, along with a maybe boy versus girl on that, boy on one side, and then the sun has the open eyes on the other. This is interesting. What is that? Is that like a weapon or something? Like, what's going on? Or is that like just like with the things holding up the flag? It's kind of odd that that's pointed like that. But everything's dead. Everything is dead. Obviously, this is going to be a heavy reversal deck. So I think all of y'all figured that out. We got Judgment versus a little bit of a darker rebirth, maybe. We have the World versus looking out at something. Not really sure what's going on. But all the plants are definitely not green anymore. They're kind of dead. And then we have the Ace of Cups, sort of clawing at it versus forcing it to go. Interesting dynamic there. And then the Two of Cups with the happy lovers here with the flowers and the crest. And then over here we have a bit of a separation. I mean, maybe a bit of a separation. The woman seems happy, the man not so much. The man not so much, I've had that recently. Okay, Three of Cups. I'm not sure where the other people are. Where are the other people? It's a freaking Three of Cups. Where's the other people at? I don't really know. That's sort of like a Five of Cups feel almost when you get to the reverse. And then we have the Four of Cups, not being offered anything. I don't know. We just have a decrepit, dilapidated picture versus a fresh picture kind of thing, you know? Bright news versus not. Five of Cups. You have a good side and a bad side. So maybe that's kind of where we're going. Good side and bad side. The Lord of Disappointment indeed. And we have the Six of Cups. Ooh, I like that picture. I like that picture. The family, friends, and whatnot. And then we flip it over and we get the disappointment of not having a friend anymore. Maybe we lost a friend indeed. The Seven of Cups, okay. Maybe sweet dreams versus not so much sweet dreams. It looks like a little bit of things reaching down. It almost looks like a Nine of Swords kind of feel with that, right? And the Eight of Cups, a little bit of a disappointment versus rain versus the sunshine. I think it's kind of cool. Both of them have a key. So they dropped, is that a key? So he dropped the key and he did not drop the key? He's holding on to it? I'm not sure what that is, but sure. Now we have the Nine of Cups, which is always a good celebration card. And then we get to the other side with, I'm not sure what the hell's going on there. I'm not sure what's happening there. But sure, why not? There we go. Nine of Cups, maybe a little bit too many cups. 10 of Cups versus the dilapidated, cracked, and worn cups. No ladybug on that. And again, Page of Cups, sort of this fresh feel versus a stale feel. Kind of get that with the Knight as well. The Knight is no helmet. They're pouring out the cup versus the Knight of Cups here is interesting indeed. So there you go. Queen of Cups, just sort of drinking from the cup versus holding the cup. I like the sort of the dove feel there. We have, again, cracked and damaged cups sort of throughout that. And then we have the King of Cups versus sort of a little bit of more of a feel. A lot of claws in the evil cups, right? A claw over here, a claw over here. It feels like there's a little bit sort of clawing, trying to hang on to what we have. Wonderful deck so far. I'm halfway through with it and I'm really impressed. I think that the dynamic between the two pictures really makes a reversal that is a good reversal. I might get another one of these. I'm going to get a second deck of this before they go out of stock. Cardstock is nice. Cardstock is nice. It's got a nice lamination to it. It's only coming up to here. I think that's a good cardstock. Ace of Pentacles, again, clawing, trying to hang on versus relax and just holding. Very, very cool indeed. Okay, Two of Pentacles, sort of clowning around. Again, more of a barren wasteland. We have one here. We have one that's out of control. It's interesting that one is in control and one is out of control. I like that. I like how one is out of control. Same thing with the Three of Pentacles. We're sort of working on this and things. And over here, I'm not sure what the hell is going on. It looks like that it's been abandoned. They stopped working. They're not really doing it anymore. Three of Pentacles is interesting. Four of Pentacles, let's hang on to what we have. Let's take inventory with it. And let's greedily hang on to what we have. Again, sort of a loose hold versus a grip versus a claw. I like it a lot. This is really impressing me. Five of Pentacles, please give me some money versus a little bit more closed body language. You know, I don't really want any money. I just want to be left alone. Interesting dynamic between those two. And the Six of Pentacles, the gift versus not so much a gift, maybe. Seven of Pentacles, happily working towards something, happily investing in it versus the Seven of Pentacles over here, which is going to be, oh, what the hell? It looked like just depression. A lot of fall fruit. Instead of the fruit being in there, sort of the fruit is all over the place with that. Now we have the Eight of Pentacles, hard at work, creating the pentacles versus, again, with a nice, and then a claw in the evil side. I guess, sort of trying our best to hang on to what is not there anymore, or what is sort of dilapidated and going out of style. Nine of Pentacles, good versus bad. Like, what the hell's going on here? That is interesting. That is interesting indeed. It seems that she's excited about it and he's being rejected. A lot of men rejection in this deck. I mean, I'm not going to lie. A lot of men being rejected, women being a little bit on the happy side in some of these cards. I got to say, I'm not going to lie. Ten of Pentacles, holding versus not so much holding. Sort of looking away, maybe having an argument. Very interesting indeed how that sort of looks there. And again, holding something. What are they holding? Is it a key? I don't know what that is. Page of Pentacles, knowledge or rejecting knowledge, not liking the knowledge versus taking the knowledge in, I think. It's kind of interesting. We have the Knight of Pentacles with the proud wheat fields in the background versus sort of, again, a dilapidated, barren wasteland. And Queen of Pentacles. You know, that's interesting. You have the dress that blends in, a little bit of a dramatic lighting shade, and again, dramatic difference in the lands. King of Pentacles, yeah, kind of repeat, a little bit of a repeat. Then we have a Ace of Wands, again with the double hands we saw before. And then we have the Two of Wands, so master of the domain, seeking, searching. Interesting. So it feels like we're, you know, rock climbing here. But over here, I don't know if the rock is dislodging. If the rock is dislodging and there are things falling, rocks falling, now we're going to suffer a peril. That is an interesting aspect to that, right? Three of Wands, looking, scanning the environment. I guess over here we're not looking, we're not scanning the environment anymore. It looks like we just gave up. We sort of just gave the whole thing up. We don't really care anymore. Four of Wands, home. You know, nice. We have a bounty. We have the usual wreath type things up top. And then on here, it looks like everything's just kind of given up. We just gave up the whole thing. Five of Wands, conflict here, and notice kind of a smiling here. So it's more of a you know, jovial kind of conflict versus a life and death kind of conflict over here. I like that dynamic. Six of Wands, the Lord of Victory, the celebration with the wreath. And over here, maybe a bit of conceit. Is that what your print, is that what we're looking at? Maybe conceit versus humbleness. I'm not sure. Seven of Wands, defensive. We are being defensive over here. But over here, it looks like we're getting slugged in the head with a stick. Slugged upside the head with a stick. Eight of Wands, the movement, the activity over here. More purposeful movement. This looks like bad movement, like desperate movement, right? We're sort of desperately breaking through. Again, we have the sort of the claw dynamic in the hands versus the sort of the smooth hand here. Nine of Wands, the wounded warrior, the injured warrior. A little bit of a difference in the dynamic here. I mean, that works. 10 of Wands, we're carrying the sticks versus, I have no idea what's going on here. Versus, it looks like the sticks are falling and bashing us in the head. It looks like we're taking a header. Basically, we're taking a header. Page of Wands, kind of the same thing. Nice land versus barren land. Knight of Wands, similar aspect. I guess similar aspect here. Queen of Wands, I don't know, just two different dynamics, two different color dynamics and environmental dynamics. King of Wands, the expression, again with the hand. Yeah, just interesting how they did that. Last suit, I think, the Ace of Swords. Now, that is interesting. That is interesting. In my deck that I have that was digital, my first digital tarot deck, I had the Ace of Wands was them holding the blade end. But yeah, anyway, but there was blood sort of dripping from that in mine. Two of Swords, the blindness, different dynamic, different color dynamic. I'm not sure what the flag is going on. Three of Swords, the heartbreak. We have the desperate heartbreak, leave me alone. And we have the, I'm not sure what's going on there. Is that a positive outlook for the heartbreak? Maybe I'm free from this asshole. I mean, is that it? Maybe I'm free from the asshole. Yay. And over here, oh my God, they dumped me. Four of Swords, the waiting, the delay. You have a desperate sleep, almost like they're dead. I mean, just the color's been drained out of their face. We have the Five of Swords, the Lord of Defeat. Very defeatism here with the rain and whatnot. But over here, oh, so, okay. So it looks like that we are the defeator. We are the victor here. But over here, we are the loser. I mean, that's my take on it. Ooh, I love this picture. Look at that nice diddly done silhouette with the Six of Swords, with the journey to the better place. And when reversed, the journey is not anymore. The boat is dilapidated, it's broken down, it's non-functional. Very, very cool dynamic. Again, I love this deck. Seven of Swords. Oh man, they could have done a better job here. They could have done a lot better job than what they did right here, I can tell you that. This is the only card I'm just really disappointed with so far. They could have done so much. Eight of Swords, the restrictions versus the escape. I get it. Nine of Swords, the nightmare versus the vision, I guess. Maybe the vision, maybe sort of the reality. 10 of Swords, being stabbed 100 million times, whatever. Not really sure what's happening here. I guess that we can see out and we cannot see out from the veil, I guess. Sort of like a little bit of a veil from the High Priestess kind of feel, right? Page of Swords, just sort of blending in everything. We have the two different dynamics. Knight, again, we have a desperate and depleted dynamic versus an exciting and colorful dynamic. Queen, kind of the same thing, different mood. And King, finally, we got all that. All right, so let's look at the book real quick. And again, here's the back. Somebody will ask. Let's look at the book real quick and see what we got. I'm going to let you pause and read for, let's say, the Empress, for example. You can pause and read that. The Hierophant, the Emperor, and the Empress all in one shot. Go to another book with the Lover's Chariot and Strength. You can pause and read that. Let's look at some of the minors. Six of Wands, positive and negative. Positive, you're an example and role model. Negative, your choices could cause hurt and some enmity. You are probably too sure you're right, interacting with someone insensitive and controlling. Wow, pretty good text. Pretty good text there. I gotta say, this, I hate to say this. Somebody's gonna yell at me. This could be the deck of the year, in my opinion. Let me tell you why. Let me back this up. Okay, let me back this up. First off, the card quality is so good. I mean, it just spreads. It just spreads nicely like that. It's nice laminated, assuming it won't peel. It's nicely laminated. Card quality is pretty tight. Card quality is pretty tight, and they spread great. I love the iPhone notch up here telling me what it is without being a big title down here. What I really enjoy the most is the varying dynamic between these two. Because if I'm reading reversals, I'm basically wondering what to do, but this tells me what to do. This tells me two different meanings for the same card. And I think that brings about a reversal ease, or a very simple reversal reading that you can do. And overall, again, I'm buying another deck. I'm buying another one of these. I'm going to use this every single night. I love this deck. I love everything about this deck. Tarot of Oppositions, get it now. Well, wait for the Llewellyn sale of 35% off. They have it all the time. Watch my channel. Subscribe and hit the bell notification so you get my notifications. I will tell you when they have the sale, or sign up for their spam, whatever. Anyway, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.